You ever have one of those moments where you realize the rules aren't really about keeping anyone safe, they're about keeping someone in power? Yeah, that was me. Standing on the porch of my own lake cabin with my hands full of my daughter's gear, heart pounding, getting told I was illegally accessing HOA property. And you know what? They called 911 on me, a military dad just trying to make his daughter's surprise homecoming perfect after nearly a year deployed in Kuwait. That's how my week started. You want a story, buckle up. Name's Frank Harrison. I'm 52, been an electrician my whole life out here in Wisconsin, and after losing my wife Lisa 3 years back, the one place that still felt like family was our cabin at Sunset Ridge Lake. Lisa picked it, said it felt like a place that brought people back together. She wasn't wrong. Our daughter Riley, 25, staff sergeant in the Army, she's got that same spirit, and let me tell you, she's earned it. Her apartment lease ran out while she was overseas, so I figured I'd bring her things out of storage and set up the cabin so when she walked in, it'd be just like Lisa would have wanted. Warm, full of memories, full of love. So I get there and I find this heavy industrial lock on the door, one of those that makes you stop and wonder if you're even welcome in your own place. I call Marcia the HOA president, and she gives me some line about community security upgrades, then hangs up before I can argue. Maybe I should have known then, but my mind's on Riley, and honestly, all I want is for her to walk in and feel at home. So I cut the lock, yeah, with an angle grinder. You can call me stubborn, and start unloading Riley's stuff. The cabin's musty, but it feels right. Her boxes stacked in the corner, medals and old letters scattered on the kitchen table. I'm there just talking to her photo, promising her she'll come home to something real. And wouldn't you know, here comes Linda Foster. She's one of those concerned citizens, you know, the type peeking over her glasses telling me I need permission to be here. I laugh because what else can you do? But the more she talks about rules, the more I start doubting myself. Then Danny Burke swings by, cup of coffee in hand, and tells me, Frank, be careful with Marcia. Turns out Marcia's got a habit of targeting families, especially those with military ties. Flags too visible, violation. Kids too loud while dad's away, violation. I shrug it off, neighbor drama, right? But Danny's face is serious. She's got patterns, Frank. I've seen them. I wish I'd listened harder right then. It's about noon when I notice Marcia herself across the way, snapping photos of my truck, the Army Dad sticker glinting in the sun. She's whispering with Linda, and I start getting that feeling in my gut like maybe I walked into something way bigger than a missing key or a late HOA notice. Still, I keep working. I'm thinking about Lisa, about Riley, about the promise I made to both. And then the sirens start. 2 squad cars roll up, lights flashing, and I swear for a second I forget how to breathe. The officers Martinez and Rodriguez step out. Look at me. Look at the boxes. Look at each other. Sir, we got a call about unauthorized access to community property. I say I own this cabin. Martinez just shrugs. Just doing our job. Mind if we take a look? Next thing I know, Marcia's out there, all smiles, officers. This gentleman has been accessing community property without proper authorization. My voice cracks because I'm angry, embarrassed, grieving, and mad as hell. My daughter's overseas. I'm just putting her stuff by the fireplace like her mom would have done. I can see them softening, but procedure is procedure. Marcia's cool as ever. Community rules exist for everyone's safety. Then she drops it. We don't need additional symbols that might cause division. She's talking about Riley's Army stuff like serving your country's suddenly controversial. Linda backs her up. Frank, rules are rules. The officer leans in and whispers, You're not the first. She's done this to other military families. That stops me cold. The officers leave and I'm left there looking at my own hands, wondering if I messed up again. Then Bob Martinez, an older guy I barely know, walks over and tells me his son-in-law, also Army, got hit with violation after violation while he was deployed. American flag too much. Wife's car parked wrong, violation. They sold their place and moved out. Bob says that's her pattern. Wait till the soldier's gone, then go after the family. Now I'm seeing the bigger picture. This isn't about paperwork. It's about punishing people who serve. I call Riley that night, try to keep it together, but she hears it in my voice. Dad, is everything okay? Just some HOA nonsense. I tell her nothing I can't handle. She says I can't wait to be home. That's when it hits me she's coming back to a fight she never started. The next day, Danny brings me a box of old notices. It's all there. Citations sent right after deployments, fines for tiny things, grass an inch too long, a yellow ribbon on the mailbox, kids making noise in the yard, families driven out one by one, and every time the timing matches, right after the soldier leaves. Marcia's been tracking deployments, waiting until people are at their weakest. Danny's been keeping records, hoping someone would listen. She's been doing this for 9 years, Frank. I realize it's bigger than just Riley's homecoming. I grab the records, and Danny and I drive to the county office, demanding to see Sunset Ridge Lake HOA's official documents. The clerk blinks at us. Never heard of it. Not in the system. Not now, not ever. 9 years, $380,000 in dues, and it was all fake. Marcia made it up. Every fine, every notice, every rule, nothing but a stack of forgeries. Danny's shaking. She's been stealing from us the whole time. The reality sinks in cold and heavy. Marcia's not just a bully, she's a criminal. We race back to the cabins, papers flying, piecing it all together. Every check went to a P.O. box registered to Marcia. Every fine paid directly to her. Linda Foster, finally seeing the light, brings me a box of Marcia's old stuff. Rejection letters from the military, torn up photos of military families, angry notes in the margins. Marcia tried 5 times to enlist, got turned down for a heart condition. Instead of letting it go, she turned that pain into a vendetta, 30 years of collecting names, crossing off families like a twisted scorecard. When Marcia realizes we're onto her, she storms up to my porch, shaking, trying to bluff her way out, but the neighbors are all listening now. Linda records her as Marcia confesses she did it because she couldn't stand seeing others live a life she was denied. I tell her, you could have supported military families. Instead, you punished them. Marcia loses it, yelling she'll never let Riley feel welcome. She'll call 911 every time she comes home. By then, the community's had enough. We call an emergency meeting. The room's packed, neighbors clutching violation notices, old records, faces angry and ashamed. Marcia tries to talk her way out, but Linda plays the recording, her words echoing through the room. When the vote comes, it's nearly unanimous. The fake HOA is dissolved, and we start the process of getting our money back and filing fraud charges. The next morning, I watch the sheriff serve Marcia with paperwork, fraud, false legal filings, you name it. By noon, there's a for sale sign on her cabin, and the whole community breathes easier. Riley comes home to American flags waving, neighbors finally seeing her for what she is, a hero, not a problem. For the first time in years, Sunset Ridge Lake feels like home. The news gets out, reporters call, veterans groups invite me to speak. Other communities start checking their own HOAs. Marcia's gone forced to pay restitution for the next 15 years, and the whole neighborhood learns a hard lesson: always check who's really in charge. You want to know the best part? Riley buys the cabin next door. She's retiring from the Army and planning to stay here for good. Sunset Ridge Lake is home to more military families than ever, and every one of them feels welcome now. No more fake authority, no more lies. Now I sit here on the porch watching the sun set. Riley by my side, flags fluttering down the lane, and I know we did the right thing. Even when it was hard, even when I doubted myself. If you've got a story like this, or think your HOA's up to something shady, don't let it slide. Stand up, dig for the truth, and don't let anyone drive you out of your own home. So what do you think? Was I right to fight back? Or should I have just let it go? Where's the line between order and abuse? Share your thoughts below. Let's hear your stories, because sometimes standing up is the only way home gets built.